Children among dozens killed in Israeli strikes, Gaza officials say. Tensions in the Middle East have escalated dramatically as Israeli airstrikes on Gaza reportedly killed dozens of people, including a significant number of children, according to Gaza health officials. The strikes, which occurred on insert date, mark one of the deadliest days in the ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestinian factions. The strikes. According to Gaza's Ministry of Health, the airstrikes targeted multiple locations across the densely populated enclave, resulting in widespread devastation. Residential buildings, markets, and a refugee camp were among the areas hit, leaving scores of civilians dead and hundreds injured. "This is a massacre," said Dr. Insert name, a spokesperson for Gaza's main hospital. "Entire families have been wiped out. The toll on children is particularly heartbreaking." Casualty figures. Health officials in Gaza reported that at least insert number people were killed in the strikes, with insert number of them being children. Many of the injured are in critical condition, raising fears that the death toll could rise further in the coming days. Israel's response. The Israeli government has defended the airstrikes, stating that they were aimed at neutralizing key military infrastructure belonging to Hamas, the Islamist group that governs Gaza. Israeli Defense Forces IDF officials claimed that the strikes targeted weapons storage facilities, tunnels, and command centers. "We are taking every measure to minimize civilian casualties. But Hamas deliberately operates within densely populated areas," an IDF spokesperson said. A history of violence. This latest escalation follows weeks of rising tensions, including rocket attacks on Israeli cities and incursions by Israeli forces into Palestinian territories. Both sides have blamed each other for provoking the violence, which has left civilians bearing the brunt of the conflict. International reactions. The international community has expressed deep concern over the rising death toll and the impact on civilians, particularly children. The United Nations called for an immediate ceasefire and urged both sides to exercise restraint. "The loss of innocent lives, especially children, is unacceptable," said insert name, UN representative. "All parties must respect international humanitarian law and prioritize the protection of civilians." Meanwhile, protests erupted in cities across the world, with demonstrators demanding an end to the violence and greater accountability for those responsible for civilian casualties. Humanitarian crisis. The strikes have exacerbated an already dire humanitarian situation in Gaza, where over 2 million residents live under a blockade imposed by Israel and Egypt. Hospitals are overwhelmed with casualties, and essential supplies like food, water, and medical equipment are running dangerously low.